First, he saved the trees, and now he's saving the seas. It is my pleasure to announce that content creators on YouTube, as well as Mr. Beast, are teaming up with non-profit organizations Ocean Conservancy and the Ocean Clean to help raise money to clean up the oceans. Ocean Conservancy? Conservancy. Goddamn. Thanks to the success of Team Trees, a project which raised $20 million to plant 20 million trees, thousands of people on YouTube essentially pressured Mr. Beast into doing something similar, but for the ocean. We are asking everyone for donations that will be split 50-50 between these two organizations to fund massive volunteer cleanups. And it's really as simple as that. $1 equals 1 pound of trash gone.
Every $1 donated, this much trash comes out of the ocean. And for $5, this much trash comes out of the ocean.
How many pounds of trash are we trying to clean up? 30 million pounds. That's right. We are aiming to raise $30 million to clean up 30 million pounds of trash from the oceans, beaches, and rivers of the world. And for those of you who feel inspired by this project and want to make a big difference in small ways, I have made this video in order to give you guys a few ideas of not only how to reduce on your plastic usage, but how you could even make some money by recycling. So hopefully I can inspire you guys to go make a difference, much like how I was inspired by this project. If you'd like to make a donation now, go ahead and check out the link in the description below, or go to teamseas.org in order to be prompted to donate. All donations sent to Team Seas will be split 50-50 between the Ocean Conservancy and the Ocean Cleanup. So if you're wanting to make a difference by cleaning up some garbage out of the oceans, feel free to check out teamseas.org in order to donate, where $1 equals 1 pound of trash gone. To all the new viewers in the channel, hi, my name is HELLSCREAM. I'm a Hearthstone YouTuber and Twitch content creator. My usual viewers know me for my wacky card game combos and insane turn 1 kills. But today, I want to talk about a crisis that not only affects every single man, woman, and child on the planet, but I also want to bring some light to some solutions to an ever-growing problem that cannot be ignored anymore. There is simply too much plastic in the ocean. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can not only save the oceans from pesky plastics, but also how you can save some cash while doing it. Before we begin, I want to break down the topics that I will be covering. First, we're going to scope out some quick facts on what we can do to reduce our plastic usage. Then we'll be taking a dive into some easy ways that you can prevent plastic from ending up in the ocean while also saving some money. Finally, we'll go over some organizations and philanthropy projects that are worth checking out if you want to become a part of the solution by either volunteering your time or your money. Over 8 million pieces of plastic makes its way into the ocean every day. Empty plastic bottle weighs roughly 9.25 grams, according to Recycling Today. So if we use plastic bottles to represent 8 million pieces of plastic that pollute the oceans daily, that is over 163,142 pounds of plastic that is dumped into the ocean daily. That is roughly the same weight as a fully grown blue whale of trash being dumped into the oceans daily. Clearly, something needs to be done. Half of the plastics ever manufactured by humans have been made in the past 15 years due to exponentially increased production, and that number is only expected to increase even more in the future. In 1950, we produced over 2.3 million tons of plastic. But in 2015, we produced 448 million tons of plastic. And in 2050, experts are estimating that double the amount of plastic will be manufactured, meaning over 900 million tons of plastic will be produced. That is the same weight as 3,000 fully grown blue whales. And if this continues, there will literally not be any room in the ocean for wildlife to even begin to thrive. Depending on the product, plastic takes over 400 years to break down naturally. Every piece of plastic that we as humans have ever created is still somewhere on this earth. Every straw, every coffee cup, every lid, every Ziploc bag, every food container is still around if it has not been recycled properly. And if we don't dispose of plastics correctly, these materials can find their way inside of the digestive system of marine wildlife. Most people are already familiar with plastic rings and being able to choke marine wildlife such as sea turtles that we see all the time on social medias, but something that most people don't think about is the microplastics that are just so easily eaten by the fish that just live in these kind of areas. Unfortunately for them, the ecosystem is just so riddled with trash that they can't escape it. And honestly, most of this ties into the next fact. According to a study done by the marine scientists in the University of Ireland in Galway, 73% of 233 deep-sea fishes that were collected were found to have noticeable traces and noticeable amounts of microplastics in their stomach. Plastic isn't just polluting the environment that the fish live in. It's literally polluting the fish themselves. And this isn't just a problem for the fish, this is a problem for us as well, because we eat fish. If a fish has plastic in it, and then I eat that fish, guess who has plastic in them now? Some health issues can include, but are not limited to, a hormone indifference or imbalance, making it harder for men to be fertile enough to impregnate women, and making it harder for pregnant women to actually conceive. It can also cause nervous system problems such as hearing loss and general weakening of the immune system. And according to the Washington Post article covering this specific case study, researchers said that research has not shown significant human health impacts from microplastic, but this is something that requires further study. So whatever else plastic can do to the body, we have no idea what it is yet, and if you want my opinion, I do not want to learn firsthand. 88% of the sea's surface is polluted by plastic waste. 88%. Whenever you go to beaches, it may be a little bit trashy. Whenever you go to the river, there might be some litter on the side. But one of the most famous examples of what I'm talking about on how most of the sea surface is polluted by plastic waste is look no further than the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Also known as the Pacific Trash Vortex due to the nature of this pile's existence, this large clump of trash is forever swirling in the North Pacific subtropical convergence zone between Japan and the western United States. It is so massive that it has to be divided into two parts, the eastern and the western garbage patches, where both trash patches honestly feed into each other, making the problem a lot worse. These currents are constantly wearing down the plastic, not in a biodegradable way, but just in a way that's going to make it a lot more complicated to clean up, because wearing down the plastic like this creates the microplastics that I was talking about earlier. And these microplastics are exactly what can be eaten by accident by the wildlife. These currents also make it difficult for trash to break off and wash upon the shores of the countries nearby. And also, it makes it easy for trash to find a path to these gigantic garbage patches, and it stays there for long periods of time. So for example, if a piece of trash were to go from Japan, it is very likely for it to get into that gigantic trash pile than it is for the trash pile to break off and maybe some trash gets left off on the shores of Japan. And that's the reason why we need to come up with some sort of way to collect this trash, because this isn't something that's just gonna go away if we ignore it. We actually need to do something to physically pick up this trash from the oceans. Now there is so much garbage and plastic in the ocean that the Pacific Trash Vortex is 1.6 million square kilometers. That is twice the size of Texas and 3 times the size of France. This cannot go on any longer. So now that I've thoroughly depressed everybody with those 5 fun facts, let's go ahead and get into the main part of this video, and that's what we can do to solve this problem. So let's go ahead and jump into some little ways that you can make a big difference at home while also saving some money. Use reusable bags, bottles, cups, and containers while also reducing your single-use plastic purchases. These are probably half of the life hacks or quick tips that you usually see on those listicle websites, but reusing bags, bottles, and containers can really make a big difference. If you have a good quality water bottle, oh wait, can you guys even see this right now? It's technically green. But if you do have a good quality water bottle, you'll never need to waste space with the clunky 24 packs of bottled water ever again. Instead of buying paper plates over and over and over again because you don't want to do dishes, just buy some microwavable safe plates so that way you can at least reduce the amount of trash that you put, because those paper plates are made of plastic and they do end up in the ocean somewhere. Think of all of the plastics that you've used once and then immediately thrown away. That's a lot of plastic, isn't it? Reducing your plastic usage by any means is a good thing, even if it's 1 less grocery bag or 2 less plastic bottles. These are some great starts to finding alternatives to plastic that will save you money because you'll stop buying these single-use plastics over and over and over again. To give you guys some other simple ideas, here's a quick list of 10 examples ranging from big to small impact ideas. Avoid using straws. Avoid using plastic bags at stores by bringing your own reusable bags. Reusable coffee cups. You can recycle gum because yes, it does have plastic in it. Replace plastic Tupperware with glass or steel containers. Buy laundry detergent in boxes, not packaged in plastic. Use aluminum or waxy paper over Ziploc bags to store leftover food or ingredients. Use cloth diapers. One of the most common items polluting the oceans currently is actually dirty diapers. Yuck. Invest in rechargeable batteries. And finally, invest in a water filter. But I got this at Lowe's for about $30, so you don't need to get anything that's ridiculously expensive. Recycle for money. This idea is yet another obvious one. However, there may be a side of recycling that you may not be considering. Most communities and cities have set up recycling services alongside usual trash pickup, but there are more ways to recycle unwanted items in your home rather than just putting plastic in a different bin or putting trash out by the curb. For example, it is possible to recycle old bottles, cans, electronics, car batteries, and get paid for it. I'm willing to bet that you guys probably didn't know that, did you? But Clark, where could I find these places to pay me money for all this stuff I don't want anymore? There might be places nearby you, but where can I find places that are in my zip code? Luckily for us, there's a website called Earth 911 that makes it super easy to find recycling centers in your local area. Seriously though, Earth 911 is an amazing website where you can look up for proper recycling services in your zip code for all kinds of items ranging from automotives to household objects all the way down to plastic materials. Not every single collection center is going to pay you for your recycled materials, but you now have an amazing resource when you need to learn how to properly dispose of difficult items such as hazardous materials, broken glass, or rundown appliances rather than ruining your local trash trucker's day. If you've ever been confused what could be recycled and where you can do it, I would highly suggest using Earth 911. Buy in bulk. It already saves you money anyway. Not only does buying in bulk save you money in the long run compared to buying single-use products, but it saves on the plastic that you buy and consume. Products like cereals, pastas, rice, and non-perishable foods can be put into a reusable bag or containers for self-storage. So if you're ever trying to fill up your kitchen, just go for the biggest bags possible because you are going to save the most amount of money on it. You can just put it into a container and then it's out of sight, out of mind. And just like that, you're not wasting as much plastic as you could be. Stores like Costco and Sam's Club may not be the best option for everyone, especially if you want to try and avoid these monthly fees that the stores charge, but these are the most popular and probably the most common bulk grocery stores. However, if you look on Google, you should be able to find food distributors and nonprofit organizations in your area that are able to supply bulk food. Local organizations could always use the support, so don't fall for the monthly memberships. I would not suggest that in my personal opinion. If you have the money for it, then go ahead and go to Costco and Sam's Club. But usually, local organizations are going to have a better idea of what the community actually needs, and instead of paying a monthly service, giving them a donation might be a little bit more worth your time. Donate to nonprofit organizations. This is where Team Seas needs your help. Like I said in the beginning of the video, thanks to Mr. Beast and Mark Rober, these two organizations, the Ocean Conservancy and the Ocean Cleanup, will remove 1 pound of trash for every $1 that's donated with Team Seas. So if you love the ocean, love the wildlife under the sea, or simply you just want to say that you did your good deed for the year, consider donating to make the sea a little bit more clean. How will I be making a difference? When this video goes live, I'm going to be starting a 12-hour stream over at my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/ClarkHELLSCREAM, where I'm going to be doing my best to raise as much money in donations for Team Seas as I possibly can. So if you would like to support me during this 12-hour charity stream, feel free to come on by while I'm streaming, say hi, and drop some water emotes, and tell me something you enjoyed about this video so I know that you came from YouTube. We'd love to have you become a part of the community as we try to make an honest difference in the world right now. I was very moved by this project, and I wanted to try and do everything in my power to make the biggest impact and biggest difference that I can. And I believe that this 12-hour charity stream is going to be my best way of being able to attempt to make the biggest change possible. So hopefully you guys will come by and support me as I try to do something that I believe is actually bigger than myself. And one last thing, even if you're seeing this video a couple of weeks from its original posted date of October 29th, donations are still being accepted until the end of the year. So what are you waiting for? Go out, donate $1 in order to clean up 1 pound of garbage from our oceans. But thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. I really hope that you are considering donating for this amazing cause, because this is something that everybody should be able to get behind. We all need to use the ocean. We all need to eat food that comes from the ocean, and let's just be honest, it's an absolute eyesore. So we should just do something, because it's gonna help create a brighter future, which is something that we really do need in this world right now. And of course, big thanks to Mr. Beast and his network for putting this all together for everybody. It definitely couldn't have been easy. I've never actually believed this statement that's about to pop out of my mouth, but I really do believe that I am making a big difference being a part of this project. Whether that is I maybe encourage somebody to donate $1, or they come by my Twitch stream, they donate $50, whatever happens because of this video and because of this Twitch stream that I'm gonna do, I actually believe it's going to make some impact. I really do believe that. And hopefully I can inspire you guys to make a little bit of an impact as well, much like how this project inspired me to make a difference. So hopefully you guys will go out and make a difference too. Have a great day to everybody. Keep our oceans clean, and we'll see you for the next video.